Happy Friday and welcome to my podcast, Encouragement Only. This is the auditory version of my Substack newsletter, and today's post, Sources of Joy. Keep creativity flowing. I always feel a little happier and brighten up when the summertime comes and the weather warms up. However, there are some seasons where everything just seems a little bit off. Maybe you've noticed that in your own life. Occasionally, our wells just seem to go dry. Even that gratitude list doesn't seem to be lifting our spirits. We grow tired of overused platitudes. There are seasons in our lives when things just seem a little off, and it's time for a 30,000 mile checkup or 500. What keeps your engine running smoothly? What keeps you plugged into creativity? For one, it's people. If we're not plugged in, we can lose power. And I have found those people who really get me, love me, they can bring joy when I'm feeling depleted. Today, I received 3 messages from such people, and my spirit boosted immensely. If possible, give yourself a break from those people who drain you a little bit more than they share. And although solitude is important, we all know some things need to be done in community. You can hit a tennis ball against a backboard and improve your skill, but you really won't improve, and you won't play a game of tennis unless you have a partner. Accept those in-person invitations. They're important. Also, know yourself. Examine what you really believe and stick to it. Although we're encouraged to keep an open mind, I think each one of us has a value system, talents, skills that we need to develop. And often solitude is needed for that. Each morning I try to fill my tank. I'll read scripture and a portion of different books that I keep around, and they're listed on my Substack newsletter, which I will include at the end of this. I also love to journal. I keep a pencil and paper handy. In the morning, I like to look at hard copy books, and if I am going to use my phone, I try to make a rule that I'm not going to be distracted by the phone calls and social media. Stick with what I'm researching. Nature. I know, this sounds like a platitude, but nature does make things better. A walk outside can improve our attitude almost with our first step. One of my favorite places to hike is Joshua Tree Black Rock Campground, which is not very far from our home. I often hike with a friend and we observe the flowers and the different blooms and the seasons. We check my favorite Joshua tree. One time I discovered there's a big hole in it, and even the park rangers couldn't tell me why. So I'm keeping an eye on that. And this year, the large Perry's Nolina plants have been spectacular. I've been painting them like crazy. Author Julia Cameron, who wrote The Artist's Way, always suggests, in fact, in all of her books, which are very good, 3 things. She suggests writing the morning pages, which is just getting your ideas down on paper, flowing for about 3 pages. 2, she suggests an artist date, as often as you can. The trick here is you go alone. You take yourself to a museum, an art gallery, maybe just a park, maybe just some place you have been wanting to go that stimulates your creativity. And 3, walks. And I probably don't have to tell you that movement, no matter where you are on the mobility range, movement of some kind really can help. Music, get your spirits going. I love that today we can tune into almost any album artist that we want. I remember having my tiny little transistor radio and a few vinyl records when I was a teenager. All right, Lessons this week. Social media. We all have different opinions on this one, but I think we would agree that less is more. Limit your time. And I've come up with a few decisions of how to handle this. Number one, you don't have to enter every discussion. Two, if you haven't discovered the snooze feature on Facebook, check it out. You can turn off anybody that you just don't want to hear from for a little while. It will snooze their posts for 30 days, and they won't even know you've done it. 3, don't let a few individuals ruin your experience. Scroll past negativity, period. I debated about taking Facebook off my phone, but I like to look at the pictures and the travel and see what my friends are doing. So with good use, I keep it. 4, you might want to try Instagram because it's image driven. People tend to share art, travel. Every major museum in the world has an Instagram page. It can be very inspiring. Moving on to art tips, I'm going to just give you a few this week. Your artist date may simply be scheduling a time when you can play with creative materials. How about all those things you may have saved in a closet or a drawer? Get something out and play with it. You may not like what you do, but you will experience a new texture or color or way of painting. Travel tips. Okay, I love to travel and I'm constantly looking at the flight prices. This month, I'm planning to go into my hometown. I grew up in Los Angeles, and sometimes I forget how remarkable the City of Angels really is. In fact, my family came here in 1906. During the 1940s, my grandmother had a floral concession and gift shop in what really was the famed Pacific Seas Clifton's Cafeteria, and I've included pictures of that on my Substack. My mother also designed ceramics for the shop. So much of our background was involved with the history of LA. My mother and her brother went to Hollywood High School and had all kinds of stories. I was able to participate in high school programs at Art Center School College of Design and the Los Angeles County Art Museum. And for the last couple of decades, I've lived out in Joshua Tree, the desert. And I don't drive into LA as often as we used to. So I am going to make a trip, and I will report back next time. Don't forget that Joshua Tree is certainly on the map at this point. Take a look at my Substack letter. And as we approach the longest day of the year, enjoy what summer offers. If you are strained by the heat, I hope you can find a cool place. Also, remember, it's fun to watch the artists that are on the other side of the hemisphere in the south going into fall and winter as we're going into summer. I love to watch Beth Lowe painting in South Africa, and her website is in my newsletter. And also Tracy Verdugo from Australia teaches workshops and classes. You will want to take a peek at her art. Drop me a line. Let me know how you are maintaining balance and positivity as we enter summer, inspired by all of you. Thanks for listening.